How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? We are now ready to get on the stream. We had a bit of a issue, had some power outage at the house at the DTA HQ, and I couldn't really do anything about it. So as you see, first thing I do when I could sit down, I was able to take off a trade that got placed. I really don't know what was going on, but we got power. So it's a little unfortunate just because where I'm at, I don't have a lot of cell service. So we were kind of out of luck. Not to mention my phone's dead. So, anyways, on to the fun stuff. What is our daily process here? Well, we want to simply first go ahead and lock out our risk settings for the day. Boom, done over on our Top One Futures account. We'll hop over to our XFA right here on Top Step, and we'll do the same thing. I'm going to add one bullet here just because, well, I had a trade get placed. I really, not too sure what was happening there. But nevertheless, we are now live and we are ready to tango, if you will. An hour later than I would have liked to start. But hey, it's all about the effort. So what do you do when stuff doesn't really go to plan? You adjust. You adjust. So we're here. We're ready to take some, just a look at price, see what we got going on. So obviously, we're following up this massive trend day. We want to see essentially what we're going to do from here. So we did end up seeing that upside target get ran. This was my initial bias yesterday. I didn't necessarily stick to that all the way through, but that was my initial bias. I was thinking higher prices. Now we're simply in this consolidation, and this is an area where things can get kind of tricky. When you're in a consolidation and you don't have a clear outside sweep to either direction, it can get real just choppy for you. And ultimately, that can really influence your ability to stay in a trade and things like that. So we're going to drop down to the lower time frame, see what we got going on. I do like this inversion that's getting created. I'm not super sold on it just yet. We'll kind of look at some of the lower time frames. Again, it's just real choppy. This is our Asia range right here, the first opening hour. We have our opening range high right here. And then we have our opening range low right here. So we're just simply going to monitor that as it develops. Now, again, not an optimal start to the day, but hey, there's nothing you can do when the lights turn off and there's nothing you can do about it. Then you got to kind of do what's available to you. So anyways, we're just going to watch this opening range as it develops out of this initial hour. If you're new to this stream, we're streaming some Asia every now and then. We'll be doing some New York coming next week, but we're just kind of off to a bit of a slow start. I finally was able to sit down, get everything turned on, and now we are giving it our best shot. Boom. So we got NQ right here. Let's see, we have the higher time frames here as well. So I like to rotate between a few different time frames. So again, it's just in this upper consolidation, range expansion to range contraction, if you will, trend to consolidation. We can expect some slower action here. It's completely reasonable. Take a glance at some other markets while we're kind of talking. We have gold again, still in this upper consolidation. Let's see what else we want to look at. Maybe crude. We could take a glance at crude. Crude, it's still kind of just not something I'm too interested in after that fake out from the Iran incident. So our main focus will be on the indices, namely NQ, given its overnight volatility is preferable. We'll really kind of see what opportunity is provided. A mid-range trade isn't necessarily my favorite. It can work, but we're not going to just jump into something just because we can. Going to be bringing some new things into the stream at some point. Would like to have some sort of themed music. I think that'd be cool. I know if you guys are watching the recording, you'll notice that we had some of that in the intro. Put that together today. would like to make that a part of this, make these streams more interactive, more engaging, more fun, while informative at the same time. So it looks like we're forming a higher low here. VWAP's in this area. VWAP's relatively flat. If we want to go look at this one, we should be able to see VWAP right here. Yeah. So that's where we're at for VWAP. We are respecting VWAP pretty cleanly, so I'm not too eager to fade it, but we can. We'll see what price wants to show us. It looks like ES is actually picking up some relative strength. Is that what I'm seeing? Yeah, ES has some relative strength here. It's about to break out of this opening range. What a slow market. MES, let's see. It's a little better. MNQ. Yeah, so for overnight trading, your best bet for just the basis of liquidity is going to be NQ over ES. I do like this opening range break. I'm a little late. We'll give it that. I do like that idea. So this high right here being broken, using this as the order block right there. The idea is for price to see continuation above this, invalidation below that series of down candles. So opening range high, what our opening price actually is right here. That's the session low. These are the near-term highs. Somewhere in that area should be fine. It's nice and neat. So yeah, that's what we are working with. Targeting essentially prior day high. I wonder if we will run for 300. What would that look like? What would 23,300 look like? It's a little bit of a ways away. But it'd be interesting to see if price can kind of stretch. We have kind of been in that discovery mode, so we'll be interested to take profits at the highs, but if it wants to kind of run, then we'll let it run. This is also going to be your prior day close, so you have your new day opening gap right here. It's going to look maybe a little bit different on the actual NQ contract, but I'll go ahead and double check this right here. Yeah, 260. It's about the same. Honestly, the gap's about the same. So our main upside objective is going to be new session highs right here. So this would, I'm sorry, prior day high. We'll go ahead and notate this for you guys. Prior day high. That's like the main bread and butter target right there. However, if we do want to accelerate through that, then maybe the whole number of 300. Idea is to use this new day opening gap as a support level. So we know the level we want to the upside. We see that on the 15-minute. We're going to drop to the 15-second or maybe the 100-tick chart on this other side. Maybe we'll give it a little bit of a grid. I like to do this grid sometimes. Right here. See the higher low on the 15-second and then the 100-tick right there as well. Do this full screen, a little bit bigger. There we are. Okay. Yeah, nice and neat. So there we are on the 1 minute. We got the 15-second, and we got our 100-tick chart. We want to see the 100-tick chart start accelerating if this is going to be an upside move. Main target really is that 281. However, if it does want to get a little squirrely, do a little dancey dance, we'll give it room to run to the upside. I do like this idea as it clearly displays through the new day opening gap, create this order block. So for some sort of continued upside, it would be a nice potential opportunity. We're going to adjust perhaps our horizons a little bit. 10, boom. 15, 15. All righty. So now we have this one to have a little more room. I do think this will be the onsides trade, the long after invalidating the new day opening gap. Creates the bottom portion of the daily candle for us to then expand higher. A run above prior day high can work at this time either for a continuation tomorrow or an early top formation. If we're going to be bearish on a Friday, sweeping prior day high before that is reasonable. So I do think there's multiple reasons for this to go higher. Cool thing is we probably can keep our invalidation like more like that. So I'm going to see some acceleration. That could be a fake move. However, we will give it the room to run. We're almost at prior day high. Hopefully we can get a strong close. This 15-second was pretty crazy right here. You can see, but we are starting to see validation that our idea is maybe the right one. You know, you love to see it when it moves in your direction, but that doesn't mean we're off the hook. Again, we want to see at least prior day high before I can really start to think about like being break even or anything like that, because this can easily right here, easily just roll over on this next candle. That's the thing about low liquidity markets. This can be a trap right here, guys. You see that type of action on the 15-second, it can be a trap. We want it to hold as the fair value gap, but it can easily be a trap. So watch this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're about to close here. Close isn't the best, but it is a lot of volatility coming into the market. We are starting to see some acceleration, so we do like to see it, guys. Now, if we're looking at this 15-second, our hope really is for this to hit on like these next couple candles, the next minute or two, right here. So if we can start to see some acceleration here, this will be further proof of this trade idea being the higher low where we entered. And yeah, I mean, we really do want to see that. I would love to have a good example of an Asia trade to kind of cap off the day. In case you guys hadn't heard, just a little bit of a recap. We got a bit of a late start today. Had a bit of an issue with an order that was open. My power went out. My house was out for an hour. So phone was dead. Couldn't really do anything. Had no internet, nothing. So yeah. Anyways, we're able to now see what we can do. We can get involved in the market a little bit, play around with some stuff. But I'll say this, if we do break through prior day high, I would ask for you to potentially just leave a like. If you like what you've seen so far, what you're seeing is insightful. If you got questions, ask me as well. But yeah, we got some work to do. Let's see if we can get those next 5 handles. Welcome in, everybody. We got some light Asia trading. So in case you miss anything, all we've done so far, hopped on, locked out our risk settings like usual. It's what we do every single day when we first get on. And then we got into some charting, looked at this new day opening gap, looked like a higher low forming. So we entered. I want to see this get potentially above, like, let's just say 78 before I can really trail safely. But once it does, then I do want to start to lock in some profits. Not lock in some profits, but lock in a risk-free trade. That's the goal. So again, this area is really important to hold because this can get deleted really quick. It is a nice little 5-point buffer that we got right there, but it's not the end of the world. Like, it's not the end all be all. Watching our tick chart as well. There we are. We're starting to push towards prior day high. And again, you know the rule. If we're able to get above prior day high, you got to leave a like if you like what you're seeing. From what I've been told from the people who do YouTube very well, they say it doesn't matter if you care about likes, YouTube cares about likes. And if you want to do something well, you got to play to the platform. So again, if we get above prior day high, I walked you through the logic. You do me a favor, leave me a like. Would really appreciate that. Here we are, starting to approach. So I believe we did say we could go risk-free above 78, and we are above 78. But now we're going to give it room to 300 like we discussed a minute ago. We know prior day high is a safe bet, but in case this wants to get a little dicey, a little squirrely, let's just go for it, you know? Let's see if we could redeem the day. It's never a fun time when your power goes out, you got no service, you got nothing going on. So hopefully we can redeem this day a little bit. I'm going to start zooming on this tick chart right here. Get a good look at it. I don't love this paint down. We gapped up and painted down like this. Not my favorite appearance, but we're at 80. We need 20 more handles for $675. So we're going to aim for it. We did get prior day high. So, you know, do me a favor, leave me a like. However, we're going to go and risk it for the biscuit. We could take some off here. Probably should, maybe. We'll give it a couple candles and we'll decide. But we'll load the chamber just in case we want to reduce half. Maybe on above 88 or something. Hopefully we didn't miss our exit, but maybe above 88 we will reduce half. And this is the issue with Asia. I'm starting to see it right here. I feel like we're going to go for the stop. Look at this. Look at all these just selling on the 100 tick. 100 ticks just straight down. Look at this, guys. See this? Straight down. Ooh, this is not looking great for me right now. The king of Asia. I mean, I wish, man. I'm just here having a good time. King of Asia probably would have sold. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, welcome back. Welcome back. We're going to hopefully see 300. I do like the 300 whole number, psych level. I do like it. I don't know if it likes me, though. So we'll have to see. We could leave the risk off. We could do that, but I do feel like this wants to kind of hold higher. 100 tick isn't convincing me too much just yet. 285 to 300. What would be 285? 285, I guess about $200. 288. Hey, puppy. Hey, doing, bud? Alrighty, guys, it's gonna be a little tricky. Oh, stop, bud. Careful, dude. Let's see what we're rocking with. You never want to see pullbacks like this after testing the key level. It's not a good indication for continuation at that point. So we are in a tricky spot with our stop in profit. We are going to give it some room. And yeah, we'll hopefully see if we can make this work. I don't know if I want to give it risk. I could. I'm at risk to get wicked out and still work. We probably should have taken something off, not going to lie. Because look, this has just been dominant selling from that point. There's no relief bounce. So we're probably going to be in for some disappointment. But hey, it's okay. It's all good in the hood. Yeah, maybe. I mean, we have the fair value gap right here. It's really not. I'm not loving it. Kind of hating it, not going to lie. Oh, yeah, look at that. It's just coming from my stop. Oh, that's a bummer. That was such a good trade, too. Oh, no. Let's see. He'll break even with it. This is just going to mega reverse, isn't it? What if we give it room? I don't think we should. That's so tough. That is so tough. It rejected just at prior day high. But hey, you know, that's the game we play. We did want to give it some more room. I took too long to decide whether or not I wanted to take some off at prior day high. And ultimately, it told me, hey, remember what you were thinking? Probably stick to that. So anyways, that's the cool part about this. You get to see the real deal, the highs, the lows, the mistakes, the corrections, and so forth. So we caught the order block trade from here to here. We had an amazing trade up 300 bucks or so and walked it back to zero, unfortunately. So I'm going to look at the retest of this level right here, and we might potentially look to get involved here. We'll see what we're going to do. We did invalidate that, so we could potentially be looking for the downside. Yeah, I think we might be going downside now. Not a crazy fan of this, but we'll see. So if we're going to be rejecting the prior day high and Asia is going to range, then we can expect reasonably that we could trade to the bottom side of the range, potentially one extension further past that. So we'll see. So there's two ways you can look at this, really. You can either be bouncing at this opening gap, or you can be looking to cut through. I'm going to take a glance at some of the other time frames. See what we're kind of rocking with. Yeah, we might be just doing the bounce. So might ditch. Let's see. So the reasons I'm thinking that a bounce might be less likely is because we invalidated this big push candle right here. So I think we might just need to hold right here. But either way, we'll be quick with this if it's not moving how we want. Location seems somewhat suboptimal, but if you really think about it, the idea would be we manipulate the top of the range. Now we're trading from here to bottom of the range. That would be the idea. Yeah, this one was such a nice move, and we just made it not happen. It's all good. That's why you need to be very, very, very specific about your exits. I was a little bit lofty when I said 300, which is fine. You know, this market has had the tendency to want to overshoot things. And it goes to show that you should at least take something off, because something is better than zero. Something is absolutely better than zero. But we'll observe it here. We are at the new day opening gap high, prior day close. We did gap down, come up, retest. Let's see. It's not moving down. I don't love it for the short. I don't love it for the short. I'm almost more inclined to think now it's the long, but we'll give it a couple seconds. Yeah, I think it might be the long. A little formation right here. Yeah, like this. All right. Not my favorite. I don't like flipping real quick, but we're going to just give this one last shot to the upside. Give you guys something to end the day nicely with. So we took a $40 stop on that second trade, just being a little bit conscious of the fact that it didn't look like it was going where I wanted it to. It looked like it was potentially basing out. I see a little dip, kind of consolidation, and then potentially a rip pattern. We're going to hop to the 100-tick chart, give it a good glance. $100 risk on this. I'm going to keep it real tight. I don't love the tick chart. It's a little slow right here. It's not moving with any sort of fluidity. So these are things that you can be using in your trading to qualify or disqualify trades as they start to develop. But again, we're just scalping based on the reaction to this area, looking for the upside. After we rejected here and I got stopped, I initially thought maybe we were going to continue lower. I quickly realized that I was just kind of jumping the gun on it, and this structure right here favors longs more, in my opinion. The 5-minute as well will be a nice close. So I do think upside might be possible. Maybe we did just get swept out real quick to then run for the 300. Anyways, a lot of words. Let's watch the charts. Here we are. It is a really nice higher low. It did retest the order block pretty perfectly. So if we do start to see a steady trend right here, that would be nice. Oof, not loving that. Was that a new 5-minute candle? Yeah, new 5-minute candle wicking. Okay, let's see if this holds. If not, it'll be a quick stop, and then we'll be pretty much close to done at that point. Not going to get smacked around a couple times in a row. I'm okay with taking a couple shots. I'm okay with I'm admitting if I'm right or wrong. I'm cool with that. But I do not want to go back and forth with the charts. So if I thought this was a short and then I said, nope, I was right with my long initially, and that doesn't work, then we're cool. We'll shake hands and walk away and trade another day. See if I get some background music. A little something. All right, so 5 minute looks good to me. It's giving all the characteristics of what I want to see so far, but we still have 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. 30-second chart right here. Look at that. You're starting to see the break of structure potentially rejecting this new day gap high for us to then form this 5 minute hammer. Hopefully, that's a game plan. So yeah, that first long, unfortunate. We really, really, really should have locked something. That was unfortunate. I regret that. The second trade of the short, I am super happy with how I managed that because I acknowledged that, nope, it was a rush trade. The framework wasn't there in the lower time frame. And now I'm saying, okay, I do believe this is an area that can hold. We will be mindful of like weak pushes because this can easily get flattened and I could get stopped. Like we're kind of seeing right here. So we'll take a look at the tick chart, see if we're in any sort of danger. Yeah, not looking great right here. A close is what we would have wanted to see. We're not seeing that. That's how trade structure develops in real time. See, this close is, if it closes near the low, it's not great for us. We want a bullish close on this hammer. So we have 2 minutes to see a bullish close. Otherwise, we're very likely to get stopped and the trade become invalid. So 30-second. Higher lows so far, lower highs sort of. Consolidating. You want this right here. Bullish. Let's see. Pretty thin volume. What do we have coming up? I'm going to go ahead and take a glance at tomorrow's schedule for the economic calendar. I mean, it's consumer sentiment. That is a decent one at 10 a.m. So we have 10 a.m. news tomorrow, guys. Keep that in mind if you're going to be trading the New York Open. I personally will be. But for now, let's see if we can get that 300. A 300 ball. Boom, right? That'd be nice. You might be asking, okay, why is the stop placement right here? Well, to put it simply, with such an exaggerated move into a level of interest, I do expect that to be somewhat of a knife drop. And if we can break out of these local highs right here, this will act as the swing, and then we can close this hammer bullish. So that's my thought process behind that. If you like that type of stuff, leave a comment, let me know. I can do more trade recaps, breaking down how I look at price action, or even just live commentaries like this as well. So let me know what you like. All right, 15 seconds left on this 5 minute candle. Let's hopefully close above that like 70 area, 72 maybe as a stretch. Good, not great. You know, it could be better. The third candle on this 5 minute sequence can close lower. Like we can technically just do that because these aren't terribly strong. So I'm hopeful, right? I'm hopeful that the trade works, but I'm not super convinced. This isn't convincing price action. We need this break above these highs to be pronounced. We need an aggressive break. So that candle right there, we see it can, like I was saying, it can easily run these two previous swing lows or the swing lows for the candles. Like you could just kind of go like that. because it's not closing strong on either of those previous two candles. So this could just be a failed long setup. You do have a little bit of the gap on the 5 minute and then the new day opening gap. A little wedge breakdown potentially. It's kind of what we're seeing. Yeah, not my favorite. We have a little bit of wick. Unless this immediately recovers, it's probably dead in the water. 5 minute, there's the bottom wick. It's pretty much an immediate recovery, I would say. I guess a better stop would technically be, if you're trying to replicate this type of stuff with your own trading, use the whole new day gap. This is a break and retest of the new day gap. Probably use the whole new day gap, because you never know how deep it's going to wick. I'm going to give the 100 tick chart a glance. See what we're working with. This looks terrible, guys. You see this? We need some strength above these highs really quick. Otherwise, we'll happily be out of the trade. It's not looking strong. We do have, yeah, that little, I guess, gravestone kind of doji, but it can easily signal weakness just as well. So we need something to react to this gap high right here. Gap high. Prior close right there, the gap high. That's the gap low down there. So we want this to hold. It needs to give us a better indication that it's going to do so, because right now all I'm seeing is a stutter step lower, which tells me that we're not in the best structure. It's not working well. Yeah, if we close near the low on the 5 minute, it's probably done on the next candle. If it's not done right here, but we'll see. A lot of weakness. Area is good though. Area is good. It's also initial reactions. We just could not close above any of these highs, which really kills the trade idea unless we can see some momentum at some point. So here it is. That's that exaggerated sell-off, rejection priority high, looking for that V-shaped recovery. Let's see it get dramatic, guys. Something I've been noticing a lot lately, especially with New York, strangely enough, is there's a lot of gaps between candles. On TradingView, I'll see candles just kind of gap everywhere. The data fixes itself at some point, but it's just very sloppy, weird action. All right, 40 seconds on this candle. Let's hope for a strong close. We need this candle right here to push, like the other way, you know, not down. You have this little fair value gap too right here, guys. So there's a couple layers of confluence to support it. The strong rejection, but the exaggerated move is kind of twofold. It's a pro and con. I do think we could kind of, you know, shoot for the moon real quick. Give it a nice run up until that 8 o'clock Eastern hour. Would love to see that. So yeah, I guess that's the candle close. Not very strong. Not very strong. My best judgment at this point tells me this next candle will stop me, because of this close right here is not very strong. It's not 100% obviously, but I am leaning more towards the idea that this trade is not going to work just yet. We have not seen the criteria of breaking these highs that we want to see, and it's kind of just stalling out. I think the tick chart's pretty slow as well right now. Yeah, the tick chart's pretty slow for this range. Notice this range is pretty slow. but there's a lot of candles for that downward move. Here it's like down and then about the same amount of candles. Here's like way more candles and like half of them. It's just a lot tighter. Let's see this. I'm gonna pull up the 30-second right here for you guys so you can see what we're kind of looking for. We want this to be a higher low. That's all we're looking for. Low, low, higher highs. We can start to see that break out of that structure, that base, then we're in the right spot. Yeah, I kind of like this music. What do you guys think? What do you like on a stream? You like music? You like no music? What do you kind of look for? Any of you guys try to Asia? You already make your money, or what are we dealing with? Personally, walking into the session a little bit late, had my power out at my house, got stuck with the trade that was on there, couldn't do anything about it. As soon as I opened up my computer, shut it off. So it's the tough part about losing power when your phone's dead too. 30-second 100 tick chart, beautiful setup for this type of scalping. We want this to resolve higher, but it has not cleared these highs, so we're leaning towards the idea that it is going to stop us out. But we do need to give it time to work. That's the tricky part. Yeah, I would love to start seeing a ton of candles printed on the 100 tick chart. Ticks. For every transaction, you're getting a tick. Bing, 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 bing. There's a lot of them. It means that there's going to be a lot of candles start to form, not time. Time charts are just based on the close. Tick charts are based on the transactions. So it can be hopeful, but it really does need about 2 points of movement up. And then we can really start to be hopeful for the trade. Until then, we can accept defeat almost, right? We can assume that it's most likely not going to work. Trading should be a series of if-then statements. If price can break structure, then we can expect to see higher lows form and so forth. If not, if it doesn't break up, it breaks down. And we're positioned on one side. So we know what will happen if it doesn't break up. Whether it breaks down or breaks up, it doesn't matter because we'll still be up. Always another trade, always another market, always another day. Again, lower highs. So we can even just draw out this structure right here. It's really this. So we can break above here. We're really going to struggle. You see it? That little flag? We need to break to the upside. Otherwise, it's going to probably stop us. All these topping tails right here, these are just more indications that you can read in real time to get a better understanding of why a setup might not be working. It's showing that every time it gets up in that area, it's closing lower. So that means that this is somewhat defended. However, you break above this, then you can flip the script. gonna try to keep it shorter today, hopefully, right? Try to keep the stream around an hour. I would like to see this start to work. If not, I'm okay with it stopping me because it only needs to go sideways for so long, you know? You can also have a time stop on things. Quality of your trading journey is largely dictated by the attitude that you have between wins, losses, and so forth. If you need to win to feel okay, then you're probably going to be kind of miserable for a while. If you're okay with losing, if you don't mind losing, you'll probably have a pretty good life. So this is a start, but we need a close. Remember, guys, we need a close to really start to believe that we can fly. This is what we're working with right now. We have one win so far. Oh, I'm sorry, no, I did that backwards. We have one loss so far and two break even. We have one loss so far and two break even right there. One loss, two break even. That's what we're working with. So I had a loss because I had a trade on when my power went out. I guess like a trade got filled or something. And I couldn't really do anything about it because I didn't have power or internet and my phone was dead. So that wasn't fun. And then two break evens, so tried a short and then said, no, that's not right. And then I had a big trade all the way up to prior day high, walked it back to break even. So from the same area. But hopefully we get our redemption here. I want to show you guys that these markets can be fruitful if you have the right locations, if you structure your trades accordingly and you give it room to work. We did see a sweep of these highs. We want to see that continuation above real quick. I do really believe that if we can get above this consolidation, we can see expansion pretty similar to what we saw on the way down. I do think it can reach over 300. That's my approximation for the session range and ultimately my final target. If you enjoy slow markets, if you like something to watch, maybe you're interested in trading these markets, maybe you just want to hang out, leave a like, let me know. The more likes I see, the more likely I am to keep doing Asia. I know a decent amount about what opportunity exists here, when it works best, and also a lot of the traps to avoid. So if you're curious about this, always ask questions because I'll answer anything I see. And I've had enough experience with this session to know that you could do well with it, but you just have to avoid a couple big areas. So we're starting to stair step higher. Notice this, that the tick chart, we're starting to have maybe a couple more candles. Seems pretty slow still. But we're starting to climb higher right here. We need to hold above this 71. And then hopefully we can start to see some acceleration specifically on the tick chart. So again, what are we trading? This is the retest of the new day gap high. We took the long on the front side and then brought it back to break even. So I was in this trade right here. Yeah, 15, 20 points, break even. Now we're trying the retest of it for then 301 or so. We're going for like 301. It is proving itself though, guys. I want you to see that it is starting to prove itself. So we're getting some hope, but not yet. I needed to throw me a bone before I start to co-sign on this idea. Manage your expectations the same way you manage your trades. You reduce expectations where you're indicated that you should, and then you allow for expectations when price is very clearly working in your favor. But as it stands right now, I'm still of the belief one candle could stop me. That way I'm never disappointed. Here's your 5 minute. That looks much better than what we were seeing. So we had that little inside bar right here. That's what we got. Boom. Strong close here. Now we want to see, nope, not that. I want to see this potentially act as a new order block. Because if this acts as the order block, then potentially we see the reach above the range. Reach above the range is what I'm looking for. So this 5 minute blue line, this is going to be your 5 minute order block. We want to see it close above here in 2 minutes and 30 seconds. That would be a good strong indication that we're going to see that upside we need. So here again is the 1 minute chart. Really going to actually suggest we focus on the 30 second just based on, yeah. Looks a little better. So here's where we're at. Retest of the gap. We're real close to being able to move this break even. Probably, I mean, probably like soon. We are up 1R. We were risking about $120 or so on this trade, maybe 140. I don't exactly remember what it said, but the target is a break of these session highs. And then we're looking for the whole number delivery. So I'm going to move this in profit, 100, yeah. Or we'll make $10 if this fails. Our goal is for it to go higher. But again, you got to be cautious because these things will just bait you. They say, it's okay, you're safe. Bring your stop nearby, and it just goes, bam, and grabs you. So I'm going to be still open to the idea that I need to have risk on. So VWAP is not going to be a component for this trade. I'm going to go ahead and remove this because I don't need to see it. Here's our tick chart. Yeah, look, it's kind of making me think it's going to run for us. But we'll stay true to what we're looking for. This is our trade idea. Formed a higher low at a good area, form a higher high, second leg potentially. Had a lot of drift with these markets, so I'm hoping it just drifts in my favor. No sideways, please. Just up. Okay, we got the 5 minute close happening in about 10 seconds. And if you guys recall, our 5 minute close is looking really good for our cause. So if you really think about it, you have the breakout of this range, and this would be the build up before the breakout. So this is that higher low, that tightening right below the breakout neckline for us to then do potentially, it's going to be like one measured move. So if you want to see it like this, yeah, the 50% between this 0, 1, boom, boom. We have a red line right here. I'm gonna make it red. Yeah, this red line right here represents the distance between the bottom of the range and the target, and the top of the neckline's right in the middle. So it's about one measured move. I mean, I could technically just use a standard deviation. Being smarter. I guess it from the neckline, so like right here. A little under, maybe half the measure move, but you get the idea. We have a bias for higher prices based on a level of analysis from local structure and then also the higher time frame range breakout. Betting on the idea that this early rejection right here was just shaking out some weak hands, like myself, who got stopped right here. Whatever. Giving it a second go. 301 is on the horizon, so now we just have to hold on tightly and see if we can get that move. Stop, I'm probably just going to leave like 40 bucks. Really not much I could do at this point. Maybe 50 or something, 55. I don't want to strangle it though. Beautiful tick chart. Here we are. 30-second as well. If you guys want to see any other time frames, 5 minute, 15 minute, just always let me know and I can rotate real easily. I can also pull up the higher time frame charts. 15 actually looks tremendous. 5 minute looks really good. We just need to see that higher high above session highs, that flat top on the tick chart. 85 top tick flat print. ES looks like it's about to make new highs, which is worth noting. If you look at ES right here, you guys can see ES is about to make these new highs. I believe we just tested it, so it's equal highs right now. Set an alert right there, but that is an early indication of a potential SMT. You never want to see that. You never want to see one of them make a high when yours has not, because it could just mean that this is going to be a lower high, and then we get stopped for pennies again after rejecting prior day high again. But we'll keep our mind positive, our edge sharp, and we'll focus on what we can control, which is our actions now. ES, beautiful. ES has made a new high. If you're liking what you're seeing as we break Asia highs, leave a like for that kind of expansion. We will do some risk mitigation. We will trail it a little bit, but I really don't want it to kind of pull back. We did reduce some of the risk. We'll see if I regret this, but that was a nice move into Asia highs. If you guys are in that trade, if you made money on that, if you chose to look at the logic that I'm displaying and use your own best judgment, leave a like, because these moves, I'm telling you, very clean textbook from down low. Walked you guys through the whole thing as well. The stop management, I'm not loving this. I want to see it just kind of expand a little bit. Man, it's tough because I'm either going to make the same mistake twice, or it's going to work and give us that 300 run, which I'm really thinking it will. Either way, leave a like for your boy if you're enjoying this content. Let me know how you're doing in Asia. And yeah, let me know if you like these chill streams. Yeah, again, look at this. See this? It's from the top. Same thing we saw right here. From the top. I need it to form a higher low. We'll risk the fair value gap, essentially. Not loving it. Look at that. It's so weak. So weak. Oh, God. Come on. Still going to be 2R on the trade, but man, I really wanted to hold it. I don't want to give it more room because I think it could go lower, obviously, if it stops me. But I really do want to give it the room to run because we did make 2R, so we're already in a good spot. But come on, like, give me a break, you know? Maybe just a couple pennies? I don't know. With 30 extra bucks, I think it'll take it, but I guess what's a 5 minute look like? Not a great 5 minute close. That's actually pretty tough. That might be a reason to take the trade off. Damn. I'm gonna give it a little more room. Don't do that. I don't recommend it. I'm gonna give it the 5 minute prior bar low close. So that way I have a technical stop instead of just forcing up here. This is my opinion. This is more of a strategy. That makes sense. Yeah, you need this 5 minutes to flip really quickly. Otherwise, it's just going to start to sell off and start to fill this gap. I could give it room, to form the higher low here, but I don't like the rejection of Asia highs and prior day high again. It was a really nice move. Not a lot of liquidity, not a lot of volume happening here, kind of gapping up, which tells me that it's kind of bearish. But, it's a thin market. There's going to be some noise. There's going to be some trickery. What a clean move, though, into that high. We got 2 clean moves, and we're going to get stopped again, I think. What's a 30-second chart look like? Yeah, it's a sharp turn. Not loving it. They need to hold. Bunch of trickery, guys. The fun part about these markets, they're super thin, so it works in your favor sometimes, and the rest of the time it just kind of digs back on you. We're calling the moves. We're just not managing the trades as best as we can. We could be taking partials. We could be doing a lot of things, but instead we're going for that 300 because it seems reasonable to me, and that's probably part of the issue. Expectations, like we said. Because it can happen doesn't mean that it reasonably needs to. So either way, we're okay with our fade at this point. Above prior day high, I'm going to put my stop right here and accept it. Trying to give it time to form a wick on the 5-minute candle, because we can still close higher and then do one more candle, then go above the highs. So, anywho. Guys, ready for the weekend? What you guys got going on? Who's out there with me? Who's rocking with me still? A little bit of a later stream, got on an hour late, but hey, we still came in. We put on some great trades. There's gonna be a lot of good examples in here for you guys to go back and watch if you have not seen the earlier trades at this point. So, because we already had one trade that was up 300, let it go back to break even. Silly me trying to be a little greedy, if you will, a little stubborn with the vision. But hey, it's okay. We're still here. We're grinding. We're building. You see the vision, and we're building. Look at this. See that 5-minute low? We gave it the time to develop, and it's proven itself nicely to us. Did get tricky, though. This one was a little aggressive on the stop. I should have been a little more patient. Could have worked out poorly for me. Give it the time, give it the water, the nutrients, nurture this thing. Tick chart looks good. 5-minute looks good. Let it work, guys. Come on. Give us that 300 ball. 300 on the dot. That'd be nice. It is rejecting here again. Asia highs, right? But now Asia highs are now up here. So these are prior highs. So that's the sweep. A close below here helps confirm that it is a sweep. A close above here helps confirm that it's just a speed bump. Classify and determine what the criteria means to you, and you will have a systematic way of looking at price. As we close near the Asia high, it is indicating much different than it would if it closes below. We want to close above. We want tick candles to start pushing. We don't want thin gaps at the highs. I don't like this. Prior day high needs to hold like a bulletproof vest, because we need this candle to close okay. We could get the inside bar, but I don't want to give it down to here, because if I give it this as risk, it just stop me break even. And we have to reduce some of the red that we have from those executions, mainly from the trade that I was stuck in with my power out. So again, let's see this hold. Inside bar, purely inside bar. Now we just need, it's 8 p.m. We're seeing stop right here. I'll give it like a little bit of room. I didn't realize it was an hour rollover, so hopefully we can get it. Hour looks good. Yeah, let's just see a flip. Let's see a flip. Hour looks good, honestly. I don't want to give it room though. Internal struggle, trusting the higher time frame, but also managing your position. I think the higher time frame is good. Close above, but I don't know how much I want to give it. I don't want to give it too much room. Yeah, I don't want to give it any more than that. Trying to give it enough to wick if it needs to below, but I'm not trying to give it everything. I need to reduce some loss. Yeah, I'm giving it the opportunity to give it a sweep and then a rip. That's all I'll give it. 5 minute, let's see, 5 minute. Tick. I'm not loving that. 15 second. You want this to hold really strongly right here. Like a big push right here. Otherwise it's dead in the water. Of this box, please. That's the idea. The sweep of the low, form a little box, and then rip it. Not looking great, guys. We want to see more momentum on this. More momentum off of this sweep, this spring right here. That turtle soup, as many of you know it as. One big candle above prior day high, and then we're back in the race, baby. Let's see it. You like how I show the process of adjusting, using some discretion. Leave a like. Showing you my best effort to give the trade enough room without being irresponsible, using my understanding of price and rule-based discretionary trading. I don't just feel like it. I have a reason as to why it might want to just kind of, stop people here and then go. Doesn't work every time, but if you can get in the right opportunities and give it enough freedom, you really can get some nice moves any session. So we're really hoping this holds. We can see this tick chart start accelerating. Not loving the gap, but we'll watch it. This is probably getting close to the finish line, one way or another. Yeah, look at that. We're about to see that stop right now. Can't give it any more room, though. I don't think so. I don't think so, because it showed two clear rejections at the highs. If it doesn't hold here, I don't expect it to hold a couple points lower. Let's see it, guys. Let's see it. Let's get that hammer forming. Break the structure, break the box. You guys are unfamiliar with what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this little box right here. We want it to break the box after sweeping these lows. We're okay with either outcome. We gave it a good fight today. Took a really solid trade. Unfortunately, let that go to break even. We're in a really good trade right now, but we will not let this go to break even. We have to defend some open profits. There's room to run higher, but we're not going to give it everything. As easy as Asia gives, it'll take just as quick. So you have to know what your bottom line is. Here we are. That's a good push. It's a good push. We really just need that final leg. This is the sweep right here. Now we just have to break out of this structure. If you guys remember, we were talking about that down here too. We had to just break out of that structure. So now we're dealing with it up here. And hopefully we're in that final leg of the race. Don't mind me. We're going to rotate to the 30-second really quickly. And now we're going to look for that upside move. We'll manage this a little more tightly now. Essentially under this push, this impulse, we need to form a higher low. Somewhere in here. Hopefully it holds above 80. That's the goal. And then we get that move towards the highs. Now, you might be asking, should I take something off? I do think that would be a good idea somewhere. 90s. This doesn't just stop me right now. I'm going to start to see what. Yeah, maybe 90s. 5. If we can get 90, I'll sell 5. Just to give a good example of how to trade well. I don't want to be super greedy. I think 90s will be a good spot. And then we go for the 01s or whatever we want. Maybe we go here and then go like 300, we go 2 or 3 of them. Maybe we do this. That way we don't have to think about it. 15-second, please. Any questions, feel free to ask at any point. I am an open book with this stuff. If you have questions on what my thought process is, I'll share that with you, walk you through this. We're just doing our best to stay in the trade and give it the room that it needs to work. Give a look at the 5. 5 is looking, looks okay. We just don't want it to run this candle low. So hopefully this is the fair value gap that holds and then goes. But Asia gives and Asia takes. Yeah, look at this. It's like weakening right here. Let's see. Great question. Do I stream every day? Do I stream every day? I could, I should, but I don't right now. No. If you like these types of streams, if you like Asia streams, leave a like, let me know. If you want to see this type of stuff regularly, I could do Asia regularly, but by nature, I'm a New York trader. Asia is easier for me to trade based on the time zone, being in California, of course. But I do trade New York, and next week I will be streaming New York as well. So yeah, if you guys enjoy this stuff, all you got to do, if you want to see me stream, leave a like. Because if I see a lot of engagement on stuff, I'll just do it again. You know, it's simple as that. There's a lot of comments, a lot of interest. You know, all you guys got to do is just hang out. I mean, it's nothing too crazy. I can do giveaways and stuff like that as well if that's something you're interested in. But for me, this is just for fun. You know, I stream for fun. I don't need to do anything. Always trying to visualize what I want to see happen in price. So that way, when it's not happening, I have a good understanding of what's coming. Yeah, not great. This 100 tick chart. Yeah, let's stop me real quick. Oh, no. Bummer. Okay, cool. Cool, guys. Alrighty. So that's it for that. That trade's done, at least as it is right now. We'll look at it a little bit, but I do think we're done. Awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you're liking the Asia stream. We had a little bit of back and forth, right? Like, so I started with it was down 260 or something, just from a trade that was put on while my power was out. But if you're liking the Asia stream, I'll definitely keep doing it. If you're new around here, feel free to subscribe just so you don't lose the channel. All that stuff helps YouTube get the content out to other people, you know? And if we're going to be streaming, might as well do it and get it in front of the people who also like the stream as well. So yeah, what we're looking at right here is obviously we see this big whiplash at the highs. Interesting stuff. We swept out this previous Asia high. We caught this move, at least we caught it back to the, like that breakout point. So I'll show you my executions right here. Nothing too crazy. So again, we had one trade that was when my power was out. Like I really don't know what happened. I think I was like trying to refresh my phone or something, and then I like hit an order, and then I couldn't get out because my phone died. So we cut it when we got back on stream, got long here, walked it back, got long again, sold it at the highs this time though. So from 68 to 75. Could have been better, could have made more, could have been break even, but hey, we don't live on shoulda, coulda, woulda. We just look for the next move. So yeah, if you guys like giveaways, we'll do some of that stuff. If you like games or whatever, I don't know. Just let me know. If you like music, I would like to start doing some live music on here. That'd be pretty cool. Mix some music while I'm trading. But yeah. Are we both lagging or BSing? That's the question right here. Kind of like it down here. Kind of like this range low. Maybe try it one more time. I'm not gonna be done, but I think maybe. Let's see. Kind of like it. Give it a little one. Yeah, $100 or something. This can easily fail, but either way, I think this might be the last trade for today. Yeah, right. So one thing that's a good point you're bringing up is looking at even news for other currencies. So something I'll do. Let's see, stop me real quick. Oops. There's like a CPI 730. Yeah, so that's technically what we were seeing happen. All this volatility was from that CPI. And man, cool. Be our last shot. We're trying to long the bottom of this consolidation for the move to 300. On the off chance that we got shaken out, we're going to go for the 300. Can I do 300 flat? I think I can. So I never have like a profit goal or anything like that. I'm just big on if I get this close to 200 in profit, I'm going to try to make it to 200 flat just so I can get to the 30 days of $200 on this Express 150K account. So that way I could get daily payouts, do all that good stuff. We really can crank the stop tighter too. We can really like dial it back because if this is a sweep below, it should really just hold. We have prior day high right here, so we do have some rejection areas that we need it to get past. And if it can't, then we kind of want to be out quick. That's your 30-second chart. Don't love this reaction here to this fair value gap though. So hopefully higher low, push. But 100-tick chart seems pretty controlled selling at the highs. Kind of robotic to me, what the 15-second looks like. Yeah, let's see it. Line chart for you guys sometimes is a good example, good observational tool. Renko chart. You'll see me vary some of my charts sometimes. See what the 100-tick Renko looks like. Yeah, it's kind of sideways right here, like we're saying. Back to the candlesticks, more reliable. Yeah, this is a consolidation, like a bull flag right here. But it doesn't mean that it's going to go up necessarily. It can easily just break to the downside. Give it one last. This is our last shot with it though, guys. We're still in the same idea. Willing to try out another trade after it started to hold here. Because it stopped me out right here, remember? Now it started to hold, so we tried it again. Time is a good tool to use when it comes to looking at areas. If something's holding, it might be okay to try it again. If it falls fast into the area and it could cut through, it could be dangerous. So how you interpret the info is what is going to give you the edge. It's not the info itself. I stream in the morning? I can, yeah. I like New York streams, so the New York Open, I could do those. I have in the past, and I could do some more. Next week, we'll be doing more streams, though, for New York. We'll be doing more than likely a stream every day. So at least an hour. Whether or not I trade, we'll see. But I like kind of doing these chill streams for sure. I think Asia's super underrated for people who like maybe work or whatever, and maybe it's the only time they can trade. But yeah, I'll do some New York streams. We'll do some giveaways as well. You know, you get funded accounts. I'll do some giveaway for funded accounts with Top One. Have a discount as well if you guys are not familiar. You can see it in the description. If you're new to prop firms, you can check it out. Yeah, one of the prop firms I use Top Step. I use Top One. I use Take Profit. I have many different accounts, different firms. Only a few I don't use. They're not bad or anything. They're just ones I don't use. Ideally, a strong close here would really be clutch. I don't like this. I want to hit close up here. Give me a bottom wick or something, please. Either way, it's fine. I don't mind this stopping here on a sweep idea. It needs to kind of move quickly. Otherwise, like, where else am I going to want to be wrong? I'm going to want to be wrong down here. I don't need it to go much lower than that. So 75 bucks to potentially make 400 while still aligned with our original thesis of the longs. I'm okay with that. Yeah, right. Sometimes these charts are just funny, man. So we're starting to get a push. We needed to get above these equal highs and then this peak high right here as well. I think above the session high really will accelerate it to the 300 to get us our profit goal for the day. But yeah, just slowly chipping away at this. So again, same idea. This is pattern breakout to the upside. Psychological magnet, 300 on the dial. That's what we're aiming for. 300 pounds on the bench press, make 435 bucks, risking a little less than that. I'm risking 70 this time. I normally find that you can get better risk reward with continuation trades because you already have a defined thesis. Whereas earlier with what we were initially trying to trade, this right here, this is the base, this is the reversal. So we had to stop wider and we gave it more room. This trade, easy stop, continuation, we just couldn't break even on it, unfortunately. So in a perfect world, we'd be up 300, 400 bucks right now. But I'm far from perfect, ladies and gentlemen. Higher lows on the 15 second are what you want to see. This is low fair value gap on the tick chart. Looks very well, very nice as well. So if you like this type of insight, if you like to see my thought process on stuff, if you're new around here, leave a like, let the YouTube algorithm know that you want more people to see this. Simple as that. So yeah, we've had a good amount of trades this session. This will be a good recording if you guys are just stepping in. Take a look back, check out some of the trades from earlier. We had one loss initially, then we had a nice trade run up, and then we just went break even on it, unfortunately. It's just short idea, then it's been long since then. So we caught a nice move from this base breakout up here. Almost at the highs. Now we're trying the continuation from here. For that almighty 300. Going for the Sparta trade. Let's see it. Reliable tick chart shows that there's been precise selling pressure. I mean, what else are you going to call it? It's going down. Selling pressure at these highs. So you pull up the annotations, you'll see that this is the previous Asia high right here. And then you have prior day high. So it's a nested level is what I like to call it. Stacked. If we could break this defensive line, then we can really start to see range expansion. But that's the caveat. You have to do it to get the benefit of it. Hopefully this is a higher low. If you don't have one of these pens, go download one. It's really helpful when you're trading. Really annotate and visualize what you want to see. You visualize the desired outcome and you can help connect where you're at right now to where you want to be. So your brain works. If you can see what makes a trade fail, such as like stuttering down like this, I'm more likely to anticipate the stop happening as it starts to drift. But if we can see that this holds as a higher low, then I'm confident in holding. Double-edged sword there. 30 seconds. Let's see what the 1 minute's like. 1 minute looks kind of clean. We are still, I believe it's that 5 minute order block now. Yeah, we're holding a 5 minute order block right here. Boom. Nice little consolidation on the 5 minute. If we can just resolve higher, give us one of those massive expansion bars. That'd be nice. How does it feel to be a scalper? Honestly, you wake up and you just piss excellence. Honestly, there's really no other way to put it. In all seriousness, it's just depending on the session you're trading. If I'm trading Asia or London, most of the time I'm going to benefit from taking the smaller trades, but I don't mind trading a 5 minute or 15 minute I swing trade as well. To me, I like time frames. It's all the same thing to me. When I'm pulling up a 15 second, I don't want you guys to think about it, say 15 second. I want you to think about swing lows, swing highs, because that's all I'm trying to show you. I'm not too concerned with the time. I can genuinely sit here on the 5 minute instead. Like it makes not much of a difference to me. And we can use the 15 minute as well. The only thing that would change is I might move where I put my stop just because I'm going to be more patient about it. So yeah, scalping's good. I feel like most people should consider trading the smaller, more predictable moves. But as far as Asia goes, like if I'm truly scalping, I would take it off right here. However, I am trying to go for the little bit of the trend. So, you know, for what it's worth, it's like there's just different definitions for everything. But some people would say scalping's 1 minute. I've been in this trade for 1, 2, 3, like, I don't know, 10 minutes probably. And I'm not even worried about getting out. Stop still break down here, full risk. So, price is fractal, my friends. I want to see this consolidation resolve higher, and if it can't, stop's coming next. So, 100 tick chart as well. This shows me volume-based movement. So more candles print as more transactions occur. And then from there, it's just a matter of starting to see this push to the upside. I mean, it's kind of cool, I guess. It's just, you know, what I like. What do you trade? Are you trading Forex? You trading futures? What's your strategy? It's always cool to hear what people are trading because, you know, you could do this a million different ways. You can swing trade gold, euro, whatever. Not loving this structure right here. I need to see it break some highs, just like we were saying earlier. Yeah, look, see, you might want to make another low, a lower low. Super controlled though. It's very, very controlled, which is kind of interesting. You ever see this where it's just perfect zigzags? Are we gonna shift? We have the lower lows, so now we have a higher low. We just need a higher high. Make this a darker color. Yeah, higher high right here. That'd be nice. Lower lows, lower highs. Ooh, look at that wick. Almost got me. So, let it do its thing. But yeah, biggest takeaway from today, guys. Number one, if you've been here and you've seen some of these moves happen into these big targets, and then it gets walked back, remember, just take profit at the logical target. You're at a previous high. Take profit, take something. Don't take it back to break even. That's like the worst thing you can do. That's the difference between me being up today, $300-400, and being still red. So we'll give it a little more time, but I do not want this to go on too much longer. Yeah. So this is a good one. I'm gonna bring it up. Scalping can make it an issue for your anxiety, your mood. One thing I always recommend is, like, if I'm scalping, I don't know if you can see it, but I have a trade limit. I can take 5 trades by my choice. I choose that ability to take 5 trades a day. If I allow myself to take unlimited, then yeah, I can really create some problems because you need to have some sort of restriction if you're going to be scalping. You don't want to just get in and out all the time. You want to have good levels. Like this trade down here was such a good level up to here. And then this is just hoping for the continuation, which not really seeming like it wants to. Interesting. I could give it maybe $100 of risk just in case it wants to go one more time. I don't want to give it more than that. Either way, we'll hopefully see this kind of do its thing real quick. I don't like when trades don't move because it tells me that something's probably not right. Normally, if I see a trade, it happens quick. It shouldn't be moving like nothing's going on if it's a good idea. So, yeah, not loving this. Break the structure here will bring the stop, so we'll see. Oh yeah, I got you. 1 hour time frame. Right here, 1 hour is just at all-time highs, really. So the hourly is still inside. I was thinking that this is a decently strong close and that our next hour could flip higher. I just don't know if it needs to dig down from my stop. So if anything, I might just let it take the stop and then go take a break, then take a glance later to see if it wants to go above. But here's your hourly. So we've been in a nice uptrend, right? We had all this action yesterday where we ended up swooping higher, broke this high, holding this hourly for a value gap. That's what I see. So I'm looking for a next candle continuation, essentially. This could be an inside hourly, but I'm thinking that we do flip this hour and close above, and then 300 is the magnet for me. Maybe 299, who knows, right? Maybe I want to be a little conservative. 4 hour, nothing too crazy. Yeah, 4 hours just up there. It's all-time highs, so I'm just looking for one last little push before maybe Friday pulls in. 100 tick in 1 minute. But yeah, let's just leave the 30-minute up. So we have an idea what we're looking at. Kind of hard because it's a bit of a slower session. 15. New day gap, we flipped this. So look there. We inverted the new day gap right here. And then that's the move. So, you might see me on whatever time frame, just for future reference, guys. I like to look at all of them. If I'm not looking at them on this chart, I'm looking at them on a different chart. But I'm never just kind of flying solo on just one idea, one time frame. I'm considering where we're at in the bigger picture. This is okay if it stops me right here. I did give it a couple more points just in case it wants to sweep one last time, just like we saw a second ago. So I'm giving it just a little more room, but I'm not trying to waste all my open profit or my, I guess, drawdown. I don't want to give back too much, basically. So if it holds here, cool. If not, I'll let it do its thing, kind of look at it in a bit. But this is ideally the last, it is the last trade I'm going to take. I'm going to be done after this. We're just trying to see if it'll do it for us on stream. I don't want to be here. Yeah, if you like my thought process, you like me walking through charts, leave a like. Let me know what you think. If you have questions, you want to see other markets, you want to share your strategy, tell me how you're doing. Good, bad, ugly, whatever. Yeah. The whole point of streaming is, just chill out, hang. Cool. So the 1 minute is not looking my favorite, with how this is right here. It's not the end of the world. 100 tick looks okay. Always thinking about every sweep below being reverted. If Asia is a range, it's going to like to fake out more often than not. So I'm never too concerned if it just goes below. I need to see it prove it. So that's why I said, okay, I'll give it a couple more points. But $100 of risks, okay. It has the room to work. 200, 300, we'll be down 300 with this stop right here. And if not, we'll be up 300 or something. Or 200. Anywho, yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. We'll see if this is gonna work in our favor or just give us the easy exit with a stop loss. Cool. So pretty much wrapping up there, down 297, about where we started. Had some good opportunities, caught the long again. It just wasn't managed well enough to be profitable on the day. It's kind of what happens when you end up with a loss off the open. But hey, my power went out, nothing I could do. So anyways, if you enjoy this, leave a like, and we'll be back at it tomorrow. We'll hit some, I'll more than likely be on live for the New York session, but if not, it'll be next week. We'll do it. So until then, take care, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Peace out.